As I'm passing through this school zone, something tremendous just occurred to me. Facebook and YouTube, especially YouTube, they are now making it whereby they are aiding and abetting government corruption and criminal activity. And here's how. Over the last few months, as we've been having all of these reported shootings, which never in the history of my life was occurring in the 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s, only after technology, only after the internet, only after social media, is there suddenly an onslaught of deranged crazies that are going into schools and shooting people, going into nightclubs and shooting people, going into churches and shooting people. Oh, incidentally, at a time when there's a tremendous calling by the right for gun control and anti-Second Amendment propaganda, people that literally want to get rid of the Second Amendment. So clearly there are going to be people who rightfully will reasonably look into and investigate whether or not any of these shootings are what would be referred to as staged or hoax events, or just put-ons, whether there's deaths or not, whether there's actual shootings or not. And here's the catcher. Here's the ultimate point and crux of this video I'm making. YouTube is saying, well, here's the point. This morning I saw a YouTube video, and all it said was crises actors defined. Didn't say anybody was a crises actor. It said crises actors defined. When I clicked on the video, it said, YouTube has banned this video for harassment and bullying. Now, if you think about what's really going on here as a result of YouTube banning, essentially YouTube is banning videos of people who are objectively trying to expose what they perceive to be false flag events or staged events or hoax events, whether there are actual deaths or not. So it may be that somebody believes that there are hoaxes that are completely put on with crises actors where there's not even any deaths. There's just crises actors involved, and people are popping body blood bags and mixing in with crowds, all in the name of anti-Second Amendment propaganda. There are other people who actually believe, no, people are dying, people are getting killed, but there's a dark, deep state government that is putting these operations on. People talk about MK Ultra and mind control, and that there's a deep, dark state government bodies that are putting on these events. So they are actually putting, crazed people up to it, or controlling their minds and putting them up to it. So people are actually being killed. But the ultimate point is, if a person now goes to try to expose that or present that possibility by Google and Facebook and YouTube banning a person's right to produce a video like that, they're essentially opening the door for the government to do it without being exposed. So in other words, oh, you're harassing, you're bullying. Let's say that children really were killed at a school, and somebody decides to, not believe it for a variety of reasons. Now, the person that creates that video has their video taken down based on harassment and bullying. You're harassing. You're bullying. And the fact that they use those terms is outrageous. It's pathetic. Because ultimately, all a person is doing is trying to present their concerns or their worries or their perspectives or their perception or their ideas about what might be going on. So, no, you can't. So, in other words, the government has free reign now. Now they can. Now they can put on whatever kind of hoax events they want because nobody's allowed to expose it. You're not allowed to express your view about the possibility of something being staged or a hoax or a false flag event. You're not allowed to do that. YouTube, Facebook will ban your posts. They will delete your posts. They will delete your video if you endeavor to expose something that you perceive to be corruption, a hoax, a false flag event, a staged event. By the mere fact that YouTube and Facebook will ban a video of somebody doing that is the same as YouTube and Facebook saying, go for it, government, you got free reign now. We won't let people expose you. You can do it. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do. We're not going to allow people to expose you. We're going to, play the heartstrings and emotionality and say that these mean people are just bullying and they're harassing you. That's outrageous. That's incredible. That's wrong. That needs to be stopped.